Hi, I'm Misa Grannis, and my thesis is titled Decalcifying the City. The city has become calcified. Its fixed roots and rigid facades cannot keep up with the accelerated pace of living and consumption enabled by advances in personal and mobile technology. The result is lost material and financial investments, missed economic opportunities, persistent vacancies, and neighborhood stagnation. It would be wasteful, however, to abandon the significant embedded value that exists in the current structures, and unfair to deny the immense cultural and historical value they contribute to civic identity. Instead, we must identify a third layer of reciprocal development, one that can mediate between the rigid permanent city fabric and the fast-paced world that flows through it. Theoretical projects like Archigram's Plug-in City recognize the need for architecture to rapidly adapt to changes in demand, while Instant City illustrated the potential for temporary interventions to catalyze future growth and renewal. The success of food trucks, parklets, and pop-ups demonstrates the economic potential of fast, cheap, and flexible typologies, as well as their ability to activate new social ecosystems within a previously inert space. However, these typologies exist as a scattered network of boxes, and attempts at aggregation are limited by the individual box with little potential for scalar shifts. Additionally, the fact that these successful typologies are non-architectural and rely on existing products or infrastructure is indicative of a crisis for architecture as a profession. With urban vitality shifting more and more to exterior spaces and architects relegated more and more to interior renovations, the disciplinary tools of the architect are increasingly irrelevant to the dynamics of the city. This thesis, therefore, seeks to reconcile the slowness of the city with the rapidity of urban life through a reinterpretation of the territory between the buildings and street. By questioning the boundaries between facade, sidewalk, and street edge and recasting them as a continuous, thickened zone of potential occupation, we may be able to imagine a new form of rapid, reciprocal urbanism that can surpass the limitations of its predecessors. This proposal has two main components, a flexible band and program plugins. The continuous band creates both dimensional interdependence between cells and the ability to frame larger spaces outside of the band. The program plugins, meanwhile, provide specificity both in the form of programmatic infrastructure and structural stability. The two systems work together to create an assembly of difference that can be tailored to the conditions of the site at hand. The life of the project would begin with a single cedar module sponsored like a parklet by a local business in a struggling district, at which point it would function like a kiosk or food cart. As pedestrian traffic increased, the owners of adjacent vacancies or struggling shops might lease additional modules to extend the system along the sidewalk, creating a vibrant social ecosystem financed by property and business owners, but customized and sustained by locals, visitors, and entrepreneurs. As the perceived value of the block increased and permanent tenants were lured into the vacancies, the system would gradually contract to reduce congestion on the sidewalk until it was eventually no longer needed. This thesis questions the role of design and of the architect in this new inside-out urban reality, where architecture performs as a backdrop for social events and represents an opportunity for architects to re-engage in the design and construction of the urban experience.